Friends, good morning. One great issue which is affecting the world today is education. Education is the key for making human mind, for characters, and human beings. Education is the most needed activity or tool in the process of creating a world where people learn to live happily with each other. Probably the education is being misunderstood with degrees. Today, over stress on degrees is creating corruption, misuse, and misunderstanding about education. First and foremost objective of education on earth and everywhere else, probably in the creation, is to make human beings capable of handling the needs of daily requirement, which means skills. These don't have to be certified through a degree, but more by practice and by meeting the needs of the day. People think PhDs, DSCs, DLITs are the only degrees in the world which give a standard or which provide status. True, it may be in the world of degree oriented education. But look at the state otherwise. Students are getting disenchanted, parents are getting disenchanted, world is really not getting good citizens through the institutions which are creating degree oriented scholars who use all type of good or bad methods to acquire those degrees. Yes, all those who are truly acquiring knowledge, practicing it honestly, and not filing fake patents or fake papers or fake theses, but really working, understanding, and working to solve the problems of the mankind. Those are needed. But a normal, ordinary human being needs knowledge of how to use hands, brain, mind system, and the tools available in the world. It could be computer programming, it could be developing a modern network or a system, or it could be cooking food for the hungry, or making a chair or a table, or making a small piece of cloth for covering the body, or creating any other item of utility which can be used by a person in need. The need satisfaction is the key. There is a great stress on quality in the world of educated. But what is quality? Quality, the essence of quality, is meeting the needs of the customer. This was being certified through various types of certifications, but ultimately it was satisfying the needs of a person. By certifications, a third agency was ensuring that the person claiming capability or organization claiming capabilities really had. But what happened? In the stress on certification, the certificates are being sold in the market for very low value. Is that the quality we need in the world? The point I want every citizen to understand is education is for making human beings, human minds, human values, capabilities for performing everything needed in the life to make it a happy place for all to exist and live fruitfully. In this, probably the first governments have to take this step by stressing on things like making everybody a book oriented person by admitting to schools and colleges where today there is another aspect which is being looked at is the evil education. Therefore, the purpose of education should be to create good values, good human beings, and not the evil mongers who will cut anybody's throat or will kill anybody for the pleasure of being what they are. Second part is the regulators. Organizations like UGC, by putting stress on degrees like PhD for becoming a professor, are creating a fake market. They may create regulators, but what are the regulators? They are human beings. So, unless good human beings are created in the world, the situation of the world, whether education, whether government, whether business, or all other fields of life, cannot improve unless human beings are made to understand that it is the quality of existence, it is their own personal values, it is knowing not to do to others what you will not like to be done to yourself is the fundamental. I cannot think of any religion on this earth teaching to kill other human beings or to harm other livings, but it happens every day. Therefore, the education should create good spiritual leaders, should create good educational leaders, should create good businessmen, but more than everything else, should create good citizens, the people who understand the values of life and existence. This is particularly critical for democracies. We can see the state of democracies all around and others also. Some are fighting in the name of trying to save democracy. Others are fighting to have democracy. And where the democracies are, what is happening there? Look all around. The people are fighting to acquire power, money, and all that, which can be considered evil for survival of the mankind. Therefore, the education should be oriented for developing human character, human capabilities, and respect for every human being. A peon is a human being, a president is a human being, a prime minister is a human being, a member of parliament is a human being, a government officer is a human being, a businessman is a human being. If all become good human beings, the world will be good. But the state of world today puts a great stress on need for value oriented good education. A word on values. Values are something of important. For a murderer, killing is a business. For a evilmonger, evil is a business. This is not the value. Value, the first and foremost, is not to do anything to others or something to others which we will not like to be done to ourselves. Therefore, knowing yourself, understanding yourself, self realization is the key for making good human beings. Let us please understand, tell everybody, do everything possible on this earth to make human beings understand that the need is for quality education, for creating good human beings capable. They should be capable of handling daily life requirements, develop helping others to do their tasks, communicate in a civilized way without hurting or harming others. These are the basic skills which education could teach, but it does not happen. Therefore, the need is to understand that these can only come through realizing own self, by understanding your inner being, understanding why God has created, and understanding all weaknesses and strengths both. For an elephant to compete with a horse is meaningless. For a horse to compete with a bird is meaningless. Everybody should know their limitations and live by that. Human beings can try to do everything which any living can do, but in the process, whether they create good or bad environment is a critical part. We developed nuclear power for providing light and energy, but what we have are the atom bombs. We created aeroplanes for moving people here and there. What we have is the missile carriers. We created vehicles for helping people to move up and down. What we have is the tanks, the ships for fighting and killing each other. World needs to relook at its own values and requirements of existence and stop over stress on showing that we are great by developing weapons of mass destruction, instruments of mass destruction, instruments of exploitation of mankind. This is relevant for business, this is relevant for institutions, this is relevant for every field of activity in the world. Please let us work for education which creates good human beings who will contribute for the growth and not use their degrees as a weapon to acquire false powers and become the danger for existence of mankind. God bless all. Thank you very much. God bless.